Jubilee enters. Jubilee coming happy. Yo, it's time to celebrate. Y'all know what I'm about. She's happy, excited. And basically, long story short, Magneto kept that energy up. Like, nah, we not celebrating. Sorry to tell you that, Jubilee. For your 18th birthday, we're going to go do drills in the danger room, preparing for Mr. Sinister. So right then and there, Jubilee cuts to the scene where she's pissed off. Because this is the thing. They basically asked Jubilee, yo, what do you really want to do for your birthday, Jubilee? And while Rogue asks her this, Jubilee is thinking and she's coming up with different ideas. But she's like, yo, overall, the main thing that I really like to do, I want to play games. Let's go to the arcade. I think that's going to be perfect. That's exactly what I would want to do to celebrate with all of my loved ones. So that's when Magneto cut her off, basically. So she goes back to the room. And before she leaves, Rogue is like, don't worry about anything, sugar. We got a nice surprise for you today. So Jubilee is mad that Magneto said that, but she's happy that she knows at least they got something coming for her. So she goes to the room, and Roberto is in the room with her. So they just talking about everything, about the plans. And this is interesting, very interesting right here. So Jubilee is basically saying how, yeah, all she wanted was to go to the arcade and it would stop. But yo, this house is ridiculous. Like, I'm in a big mansion and I can't really have fun like I want to. The professor was here and he was real strenuous with me. And now Magneto is here and he real strenuous with me. I just want to have fun. Even when you think about Jean and Cyclops and all their craziness that's going on, we can't ever have a normal day. Even with Jean and Cyclops, they out with the UN right now trying to get Genosha to be a part of the United Nations. I'll say that again. Another heavy theme, like I mentioned, Genosha. Cyclops with Summers and Dr. Cooper and Jean and who else was with that mission group to the UN. They are on a mission in the United Nations to get Genosha to be recognized. Remember, Genosha is the island for mutants, or the land mass for the mutants, to get them to be recognized as a part of the United Nations. So for those who don't know, United Nations established after the League of Nations was crumbled. League of Nations was established after World War I to prevent any more world wars. Obviously, World War II was a world war. That's why the League of Nations crumbled. And now the United Nations was supposed to be a broader brand organization that included more nations around the globe. But we can see what's going on now. There's issues with United Nations. One of the biggest issues that's popularized right now, the war in Ukraine, right? That's what's going on. A lot of people obviously don't pay attention to that. We into celebrity stuff and everything, and that's no problem with that. But you definitely should probably try to be more informed. If you don't know, here we go. The Ukraine versus Russia situation right now all started because Ukraine wanted to be a part of the United Nations. That caused a whole issue that is still ongoing right now as we speak. That's what that was about. So because of that, Russia's only issue was saying that these nations that are so close to Russia, they cannot be a part of the UN. We don't want them to be a part of the UN. We don't want them to mess around with anything that's sovereign with us. We run this side of the world. So that whole Ukraine, Genosha connection, wanted to be part of the United Nations, that's a very strong parallel. Now, let's move on. We're going to bring back Genosha up, moving on. Another thing, like I said, target audiences. That whole United Nations talk right there with Genosha, people who are adults and understand this, they're going to know about, oh, that's just like Ukraine. It's going to bring more entrants and a bigger target audience or wider target audience. Just like the